How to concentrate on studies for long hours. It's frustrating, because you know that you really need to concentrate on something, and you're trying your best, but you just keep on getting distracted. To be fair, you're not alone. Focus has become a huge topic in recent years, largely because technology-related interruptions have been making it harder for us to sustain concentration for long periods of time. To maximize our ability to concentrate on our studies for longer hours, we need to consider how we can improve our baseline ability to concentrate. Decide on the best time of day for us to study. Meditation. The most effective way to improve your concentration is undoubtedly through meditation. However, not all types of meditation will serve this purpose in the same way or to the same degree. You need to make sure you are doing the correct meditation. When studying meditation, scientists generally place practices under two broad categories. These are open monitoring and focused attention, the second of which is most effective at improving your ability to concentrate. In open monitoring meditation, the practitioner is instructed to place their attention on the thoughts and feelings that arise, and simply observe them as they pass, without judgment. The most well-known form of this meditation is mindfulness, which has not been shown to directly improve our ability to concentrate. Typically, repetitively engaging in any activity where there is a degree of psychological resistance will do the trick. Some examples include setting your alarm earlier than you want to wake up, taking a freezing cold shower 5 minutes a day, pushing your comfort zone with physical exercise, doing things that make you feel socially uncomfortable, e.g. public speaking, choosing the best time of day to study. This is potentially the most important factor when it comes to concentrating on your studies. We all run on a circadian rhythm, which means that your energy goes through peaks and valleys throughout the day. This will vary person to person. As a general example, while to a certain extent we can change when we get up and go to sleep, the reality is that some of us are wired to be morning people. Eating the right food before studying. Food and nutrition is such a fundamental need that when we are too hungry, or our blood sugar is low, it becomes incredibly difficult to focus. Eating the right foods before you start to study is as important as choosing the right time of day. Make sure that you eat natural foods that aren't difficult to digest, such as a lot of fat or protein. You also want to avoid anything that spikes your blood sugar. Another important point is to stay hydrated, so if you have been drinking caffeine, make sure you are drinking more water than you usually would. Creating the right environment. Having a clear and distraction-free work environment will aid in creating a clear and distraction-free mind. The human brain is a pattern-making machine, so rituals and symbols can be incredibly powerful in guiding us towards specific psychological states. When you have a study environment that is conducive to deep work, it will become easier and easier to concentrate as time goes on, because your mind will start to associate that space with deep focus. Studying with the right mindset. The attitude with which you approach your studies is the next important piece of the concentration puzzle. To approach your work with the right mindset, you need to get in touch with why you are doing what you are doing. Surround yourself with the right voices. You've probably heard the cliché, surround yourself with the right people. The problem with this is that not everyone has access to a social circle that is hardworking, driven, and compassionate. Maybe your fellow students are overly competitive, or you're completing a distance learning degree. You can counteract this by listening to podcasts and watching YouTube videos that are motivating you to do the work. Celebrate small wins. Being mindful of little victories can help give you the momentum to get through long study sessions. This is another reason setting goals is so effective. We need a reward system, no matter how trivial, in order to keep the dopamine flowing and ensure our engagement in the task at hand. Creating a plan and setting goals. When doing any study, it's vital that you have a clear plan in mind if you want to make the most of your time. Figure out what you need to study. This means you are completely sure about all the textbooks you'll need and that you have everything ready and within reach beforehand. You don't want to be constantly disrupting your concentration by looking for other study materials or trying to decide what snack you want. Avoiding distractions while studying. When we stop what we're doing to take a look at Facebook, we never think we're going to waste time. But we always do. Now imagine you're being interrupted just once an hour. That's 39% of your time going straight down the drain from a single Facebook check. Here are 4 quick ways to avoid distractions while studying. Turn your electronics on airplane mode. Electronics are by far the biggest distraction when it comes to studying. Though you may need them for research, it's best that you organize all that is required beforehand, so you're not tempted to take a quick Facebook break. The best option is to switch off all Wi-Fi access until you've finished studying unless it's absolutely necessary. Choose the right music. Experiment with different types of study music to see which helps you concentrate the best. Usually, lyrics will be distracting, so anything with white noise or ambient sounds can help you to stay calm and alert. Study with the right people. Studying with other people can be motivating and drastically improve your focus, however only if they're the right people. If you're with someone who gets distracted easily themselves, it's likely that you too will become distracted. Remembering what you study. Remembering what you study is obviously a huge part of concentration. It not only has the practical application of allowing you to the most benefit from your study time, but it also gives you the confidence and motivation to know that the hours you are putting in are worth it. Generally, mind maps. Mind mapping is a technique whereby you use colors and shapes to create a visual representation of the connection between complex themes. Again, this is a way by which you can condense information and cross-train your mind with visualization. Teach what you've learned. This allows you to embody the content, using language and physical gestures to encode it in your long-term memory. If you can find a study partner and practice teaching each other different concepts, this will be beneficial for the memory recall of both of you. Walk before you study. Doing light exercise before you engage in mental activity is a prime way to warm up the brain. In fact, one study found that students who spent 20 minutes walking had maximum heart rate, showed a marked improvement on response accuracy and better performance on an academic achievement test. So therefore, one should always have patience in life to achieve, and being consistent is the ability that will make you to face the challenges of tomorrow going to arise depending on your baseline motivation, focus ability, organization skills, mental clarity, and physical health. If you take a holistic approach, you'll see a much more drastic improvement than if you simply attack one area.